I've been in about 8 TV shows, 700 comic books, a Broadway show, 3 movies, and thousands of t-shirts around the world. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. I've been up against the insane Green Goblin. My first kill, yes! Dr. Octopus, Sandman, the New Goblin, Venom. But now, my greatest threat of all has yet to come. Or not.
Marker and action.
What's up, my Mega Spidey fans? Marker98 here on my reboot channel. And today I'm reviewing the one, the only, the amazing Spider-Man! Alright, so I remember when the original Spider-Man came out and loving it without actually seeing it. I was a kid, I had this awesome Spider-Man toy like this. And I would use it when I played Toy Story as the villain. I don't know why it was the villain. It's not like I don't like Spider-Man. I'm starting to feel like Captain Stacy, but no, that wasn't the case. I had like a bath towel, some comic books, some merchandise that I have and no longer have. But it had that PG-13 rating, so I have to wait. Someone gave my mom the VHS for free. They just said, yeah, it's a good movie, check it out. And my mom's like, yeah, I'll save it for a few years. She kept it for a while. I loved it. The second one really developed the story and I thought was incredible. And the third one, and I remember watching the emo scene where, you know, he's dancing and going crazy. I was like, yeah, this is the most memorable scene of the movie. Then I realized that's a bad thing. I mean, this is Spider-Man we're talking about here. And that was just a dead end for the series. Like, where are you going to take Spider-Man without being repetitive? It's like, Mary Jane, I love you. Okay, yeah, this isn't working out. Okay. Couldn't go anywhere at that point. But 4, 5, and 6 were still planned, and Sony, without surprise, canceled them. They were having lots of problems. The story was a mess, but without Spider-Man, Sony Pictures would go bankrupt. And they would have to give the rights to make a Spider-Man movie back to Marvel Studios, now partnered with Disney. And back when Disney bought Marvel, everyone was like, yay, Hulk is gonna smash a rainbow now. But we got Avengers. How awesome was that? Would anyone have a problem with Spider-Man being part of the big boys? But Sony didn't want that to happen, of course, and in order to keep the rights to Spider-Man, they have to make a movie every 5 years, so of course they rushed out a reboot. Now we have here The Amazing Spider-Man. They decided to go back to high school, which we saw very little of in the first one, with a whole new cast and a new director named Mark Webb. I'm sorry, that's like the coolest name ever. Now this could be great, and yeah, this could suck. And watching the trailers got me so excited. I had a feeling in my heart, just a feeling that I didn't share with many people, that this movie could be better than The Avengers. And yeah, no, it wasn't. This time around we have Andrew Garfield as our friendly neighborhood web slinger who was last smooching London Tipton in the network That's Social, so I was very interested to see how he'd turn out. It's still Peter Parker in this movie, just a younger version. The story follows him dealing with his new spider-like abilities and his relationship with Gwen Stacy, played by Emma Stone. Peter's first big love interest in the comics, because the Sam Raimi trilogy really messed things up. I find that she was a lot better portrayed here than in Spider-Man 3. He also wants the truth about his parents, and yeah, that goes nowhere. However, he does get to see Dr. Kirk Connors, who, unlike Gwen, I liked him a lot more in the original Sam Raimi trilogy. You don't feel for him at all in this movie. He's just some lonely man who works in the sewer. He has a secret lab. The only good thing that makes you care for him is he has a missing arm, but his character isn't really that relatable at all. He's not that great of a villain, and he does nothing to terrorize the city. He has big plans, but then they go nowhere, like nothing happens. And I think you know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. There's one thing he really wants to do, he does it, and then like it goes nowhere. It's probably like a deleted scene. But anyways, he finds that lizard DNA can heal his missing arm. He goes with it, and that's how he becomes the lizard. But Spider-Man now has to go stop him, also trying to avoid those 500 officers, one of which being Gwen's dad. That's awkward. Who's played by Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary is always great. Now, I really enjoyed this film. I think it isn't the best Spider-Man yet, in my opinion. A lot of people think that it is. But Spider-Man 1 and 2 have a big place in my heart. I don't think that it was up to par with Spider-Man 1 and 2. Definitely a lot better than Spider-Man 3 though. There's a lot of classic and memorable moments in the original 2 Spider-Mans, and this, it's kind of forgettable. When you're watching the movie, you're not feeling, oh, this is gonna be some classic superhero movie like you did when you were watching the first Spider-Man. And I did prefer the first Spider-Man over this. And while some people say, whoa, the first one was so cheesy, Mark, how would you like that? Well, that was made 10 years ago, and seeing Spider-Man swing through the city for the first time is a really big deal, and I really love that movie. That was just special, memorable. Didn't quite top the first 2, but I still really enjoyed the story. The acting is great. Again, I'm not ready to say that Andrew Garfield's better than the Tobey Maguire, but give it some time. There is a sequel coming. I think I really will get used to him eventually. I wish that he had more humor as Spider-Man. Like, you saw it in the trailers, and most of what you saw in the movie was in the trailers. I just wish we saw a little bit more. You know, saying funny remarks to all the criminals he's catching. And Gwen Stacy, played by Emma Stone, she's really likable. You can tell she really understands Peter. I mean, I don't think I mumble as much as Peter Parker, you know, when he's like, yeah, maybe we could, or we could, but if you, other, like, you know, you could also, but he's got it good with this girl. Mary Jane would just be like, or, oh my god, like, what are you trying to ask me? And they're dating in real life, so the chemistry really works, and it's great. Going back to my complaints about the Lizard, he didn't really work for me. He wasn't really a menacing character. It's kind of like a physical villain, like Batman versus Bane. You know, he's a lot bigger than Spider-Man. You're like, all right, Lizard could really take him out. But it's not that hard in the end. Lizard just felt like a really easy villain, and I was hoping for more. Also, now let's get into the marketing. Sony just destroyed it with the marketing. They are still marketing. Even after the movie was finished, when the movie was completed and they cut out everything they needed to, they were still advertising it on TV as the untold story, where Peter finds out about his parents. Maybe it wasn't an accident. Maybe he's Spider-Man on purpose. Spider-Man couldn't be Spider-Man for a reason. It wasn't just a spider bitten by accident. And none of that was addressed in the movie. This is just another Spider-Man origin story now. So now they're gonna say the untold story is gonna be in the second one and the third. So we have to wait for that. But if the second one still doesn't have the untold story, that's just gonna craze people out. Some people are saying, not a problem, we're getting the untold story eventually. No, because they advertised the untold story for this one. All that stuff, they cut right out of the movie. It was supposed to be in the movie, guys. And if you're one of those people who doesn't watch too many trailers, they like going in fresh, you're probably gonna love this movie. I didn't fall in love with it, but I still really enjoyed it. I'm watching it in a few hours, actually, again, to see if I change my mind. A lot of people said, yeah, you'll definitely change your mind. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of worried about that. But 3D didn't really add much to the movie experience. If you're going to see it in 3D, go for IMAX 3D or 2D. Don't see it in normal 3D. It's not worth the normal 3D. So I'm going to give The Amazing Spider-Man 3.5 out of 5 Mega Marks. I enjoyed it. I was hoping for more. I'm sure we're going to get that out of the sequel, which is where he's already Spider-Man. But that is it for now. This is MegaMovieManMark signing out. Don't forget to like and share the video. Comment below, what is your favorite Spider-Man movie? I'm guessing I'm going to have a lot of The Amazing Spider-Mans down there. Did you see The Amazing Spider-Man? Tell me just what you thought as a standalone movie itself, not comparing to the Raimi trilogy. And are you planning to see the movie if you haven't already? Let me know all that cool stuff, anything about The Amazing Spider-Man in the comment section below. And remember, subscribing to Mega Movie Man Mark is mega cool. Alright, hey guys, just got back from seeing The Amazing Spider-Man for the second time, and this time it's kind of weird. I liked it more than I saw it the first time, and I saw it in 2D, so that's kind of odd. How I like it more seeing it in the second dimension instead of seeing it all pop out. Yeah, I liked it better in 2D for some reason. However, I just think that it was a coincidence that it was in 2D. This time I knew what to expect. I didn't have as much high hopes as I did when I was seeing it the first time, and I just really enjoyed it a lot more. One thing that I didn't say in my original review is that the supporting cast, I don't consider Emma Stone to be part of the supporting cast. The supporting cast, like Uncle Ben and Aunt May, I don't like as much as a supporting cast in the original Spider-Man series. However, they're still really good, and I'm still getting used to all the environments and everything in Peter Parker. I might see it a third time, I don't know, but the second time I enjoyed it more, and that's great. And for those of you who don't know, I did read some Spider-Man comics in the past, and I have one right here. Let's read it. I'd better check the Daily Bugle. I might find a clue there as to what they're after. This sure beats waiting for a bus. And going back to memorable scenes, I know I said the original series, better memorable scenes. I'm still sticking to that because there was no with great power comes great responsibility. I was like, alright, he's gonna say it now. Uncle Ben's gonna say it. He's gonna say now, yeah, right, I got it, right now, and it never really came. But that's alright, I enjoyed it better the second time. Like I said, I already wrapped up this video, but I will see you next time.